Okay, so one way to use quiz trade, which is a Kagan strategy, cooperative learning strategy, and Study Island together, is to use so you go to Study Island, you go to algebra, you go to best, and you find which one you want. So there's like solving, writing, graphing, key functions, domain and range. It just keeps going. And if you want more, you can try some of the old standards as well as the US programs one. Go all the way down to algebra. You can look there too. So let's just start with this one. So when you click on one of these, it will give you the lesson, the flashcards, the practice, the game, the printable worksheets, and the group session. So one of the ways that we're going to focus right now is on the printable worksheet. So the printable worksheet is an awesome resource because when you download it, it gives you some questions. So like, let's just practice. So let's click this. It's going to give me some questions. It's only going to give me 10 questions. I have 20 kids in a class. I have 24 in this other class. I'm going to click 25 questions. It's not going to give me 25 questions. Now, sometimes with some content, it will only give you 25, but maybe the same question. So I'm going to kind of skim through, make sure these aren't the exact same question. And if they are, that's okay. More practice. So it gives you the questions. Nice. 25 questions about graphing quadratic equations. We're going to scroll on down here. It gives you the answers. So really, before I give these to the students, I'm going to put the answer on the back of the paper because that student now is an expert at this. And even if they have no idea, they know the correct answer. So when they're quizzing, trading, they know the correct answer. So they can say, oh, almost, good job, good try, but let's look at this. So also what you can put is why, or so you know why. So number one was B. Well, why was number one B? I have no idea. It's because the x represents the height and the base is 4 times as long as the height. So it's 4x represents represents the base of the old patio. So this is how you work it out. So you really wanted to get awesome in this, you can staple number one to answer explanation number one, and then it actually tells them why. So the person that has that paper is now the expert. So I've done it 2 ways. I've done it one where it didn't have the answer on the back because this was right before a test and they should already know this. So it's 3 ways. 2, I put just the letter on the back. 3, I didn't put the letter, but I put the explanation. So the explanation doesn't even tell you that it's B. They have to say, oh, it's this. And you say, oh, okay, that means it's B. So they have to read through it, kind of think about it. And then actually the next option is to put the letter and the explanation on the back of the paper or have them stapled together. So when I pulled them to Word, I know that this is writing quadratic equations or functions because I'm the one that pulled it. But if I save this for next year, I'm going to forget what this file was. So this one actually was solving one variable quadratic equations over the real number system. And so I pulled the standard that it went with. So when I clicked this, it actually showed me the standard it went with. I put this in my header. Now this isn't going to be for the kids, but this is for me to know, okay, this quiz trade went with quadratic equations that are one variable. This other quiz trade that I made went with graphing the function. So on here, it has this line in between. In the past, I've tried to save space and erase the line. I'm not erasing the line because that's where I cut. So this is where we're going to cut with our scissors. You can see that this has a lot of space right here. It's because I pushed number 4 to the next page. When you actually pull these from Study Island on your own, make sure that it's not breaking up between the 2 pages because you want the whole question A, B, C, D, or all the answers, on one page. So I pushed them all down. So we're going to look down here. I think I purposely didn't fix one thing. Yes, so here, see how number 20 is between 2 pages. So I'm going to click on number 20. If you're on the home button, I'm going to click the insert ribbon. I'm going to click page break, and it goes to that. So now 20 is on that page, 21 is on that page, 22, ooh, 23, look at there. Page break, 23, 24, 25. Ooh, I want this on the same page. I'm going to put answers on the one page. Okay, so my answers are on one page. I want my explanation page on the next page. Okay, so this time I'm not breaking up my explanations. I'm just going to keep it for myself. So as a teacher, or this is awesome if you have a sub or it's for Saturday school and I have no idea how to teach your content because I'm not the expert in math. I can use the explanation page and I can at least rattle this off and say, okay, here are the solutions. Okay, it should look like this. This is what we should have. Like, do you have this? And so at least I have an idea of what I'm doing, what it should be looking like. So for this, again, I'm not going to separate all the numbers here because I'm going to keep this explanation page as myself for the teacher. But I do have all the other ones. So I'm going to print this for you. But when you go to Study Island and you click Printable Worksheet, you can choose a number of questions and you can print it as well. So you can choose, okay, I'm going to, print these. This is where you cut. So I'm going to cut this for you. I'm going to put them in baggies. I'm going to say on the baggie, AR 3.1, solve one variable quadratic equations. So here's this. Now, to make it more engaging, that's the next part, is we're going to do quiz trace with one variable. Okay, so if you don't know about quiz trade, is a Kagan strategy, is highly recommended. And let me zoom this in. You have a few different ways you can do quiz trade. You create your questions. We did that. Study Island, exemplary for the questions. It's some of the questions they're going to see on some of the state tests. It's modeled after those. So I really like it. I think it's a great source of questions. You can also use the old standards. You can use the national ones. You can create your own. There's all kinds of stuff. You have them pair up. So I've done this where they actually walk around the room. Once we've gone over how to walk around the room, how to act appropriately in a classroom, we stand up, put our hands up, we pair up. The first person that's holding the card, they read their question. The second person that they're showing the person. You can't. This isn't off memory. Show the person the card. The person B is answering the question. Person A, great job. They praise if it's correct or coaches them if it's incorrect. They don't just go, no, that's wrong. They coach them. Then they switch roles, and then partner B as partner A. So